Hello, we're here at Arapaho and Roosevelt National Forests on a wonderfully wintry day, and we're gonna make our way up Mestaa'ehehe mountain up to the fire tower and spend the night there. Right now it's pretty windy, about 20 degrees, so we're in for a chilly hike up and probably a very chilly night, but looking forward to it, so let's get after it. The real-life Mestaa'ehehe, or Owl Woman, was a Cheyenne woman born to a tribal leader in the early 19th century. Owl Woman eventually married William Bent, an American fur trader and founder of Bent's Fort in southeastern Colorado. Their marriage fostered a time of peace and respect between the Cheyenne and American settlers, and they are celebrated for promoting the cooperation between the two cultures. Sadly, this era of peace would come to an end in 1864 when over 200 peaceful Cheyenne and Arapaho people were murdered by U.S. cavalry on the Colorado Plains in what would become known as the Sand Creek Massacre. It's important to recognize this dichotomy within our protected land. We might take for granted that our wildernesses hold dark memories whose consequences shaped our world to what it is today. Even so, we can still celebrate the good parts of history, like in the case of Mestaa'ehehe and her contributions to her people. I have no idea how this little dude's doing it. Sun feels good. We then came to what looked like an outdoor shooting range. We soaked in the sun for a moment and then continued on. Alright, so we're about a mile from the lookout now, and I feel inclined to mention that we were actually here 24 hours ago. We came here for a day hike, not realizing that you can actually reserve the lookout tower for an overnight. So whenever we got home, we looked online, and fortunately we were able to snag a reservation for tonight. And then we drove right back here. As someone who's new to winter backpacking and winter hiking in general, there's just something so primal about walking through the snow. It's like all your senses are acutely more aware than they would be during the summertime, because there's just that little bit extra risk that something could go wrong. To you veterans of winter hiking, this is probably considered a really easy trail, but regardless, you still get quite a sense of adventure in this kind of landscape. The snow became slicker, so I put on traction spikes in order to grip the trail better. Finally, the fire tower came into view. We soon passed a radio station, and were now just a short walk to the tower. Oh man. Instantly so much warmer. Wow. All right, let's take a little tour of the fire tower here. A couple of beds and a little space heater, a nice desk. And then here's the little fire ring thing that I'm not sure how it works, but over here we have some people starting a puzzle. Maybe we'll add to that. And then all sorts of board games here, which is pretty cool. And then of course, quite literally 360-degree views of the Rocky Mountains. You can even see Denver way off down there. This is definitely one of the coolest places I've ever been. And if you've ever played Firewatch, I think you would know exactly what I mean. But I think we're gonna go explore the grounds a little bit. It's super windy out, but the sun is going down, so we wanna walk around a little bit before it gets dark. After being in here, I really don't want to go outside, but
You got the key?
Yeah, I got the key. Here we go. Yeah. While spending time in the tower, the wind outside picked up considerably. Wow. Wow. I don't know if you can hear me, but that's Mount Blue Sky, formerly Mount Evans. It's a 14er. Got the outhouse over there. You want to go in the lower level real quick? Okay. Wow. Oh my goodness. Strongest wind I've ever felt. That is just hurricane force winds up there. Whew. We are at 11,500 feet or so, and yeah, it definitely feels like it. We're on the hunt for a good view for a picture, and I think we found it. I think it might be up this cliff right here. Yeah. I think that's pretty cool. Well, Savannah is not willing to put my life on the line for too many things, but when it comes to a good picture opportunity, she's willing to risk my life for that. After exploring our surroundings, it was time to get back to the tower and warm up. This place just keeps on amazing us. We're down here in the lower level, and there is an entirely separate room with a full kitchen and everything, and two more. There's a microwave. Got 2 full extra beds, working kitchen.
Took a picture too.
Well, I think we might still stay upstairs because of the awesome views, but it's nice to know if it gets too cold, we can come down here. Seems to be quite a bit warmer. The sun was now disappearing fast, so we went back upstairs, and I started to boil water for dinner. I made sure to crack the door for ventilation while using the gas stove. Alright, Savannah's got some nice veggie ramen tonight, and I have miso soup. I have other things too, but we'll start with this. While waiting for the water to boil, we took in the beautiful views around us and tried our best to stay warm. Trying to survive. Our feet are cold, they're wet. Soon, dinner was ready.
Ah! My toes hurt. Why did I not do that?
That's good. That's good soup. Then, we relaxed and watched the light fade away behind the mountains. Not be Thanksgiving anymore, but to end the night, I got these little store-bought pies. I have blueberry, and Savannah has cherry that she is heating over the space heater. But let's break these open. Not bad, not bad. How's the bakery going over here?
Warming up.
It's store-bought pie, but good. Okay, so Idaho Springs is down the valley, a couple miles away, and down there, a couple thousand feet below, it feels like -4. I can only imagine what it feels like outside right now. We then broke out some card games and enjoyed the solitude of the tower before falling asleep to the howling wind. The next morning brought spectacular views. Those are some pretty incredible views to wake up to. Kind of feels like we're like in an airplane almost. This feels so high up. Wanting to get a better view, I ventured outside into the brisk morning air. Alright, let's get some coffee. And hot chocolate. With hot drinks in hand, we watched the morning grow late, desperate to hang on to our last moments in the tower. Just a hint of miso. We then took time to enjoy the finer details of the tower. before taking in the view one last time. Finally, it was time to pack up and start our hike back down the mountain. The beacons are lit! The beacons of Minas Tirith! Gondor calls for aid!